Sir, we are honored to have you, sir. We are honored to have you. Welcome, sir.
Oh, thank you so much, Ma'am Deepa. Uh,
Thank you, sir.
I'm really thankful to Chaitanya Bharati Institute of Technology, Hyderabad, for inviting me for this session. Maybe we were the first ones to start program under ATAL scheme. Maybe this is how we got recognition, because what AICT has done now is they have put all the experts who have delivered lectures at different places at for this particular ATAL program. There we have conducted around 5 programs by this time in all the diversified fields. So that's what once I was asked by the institute to talk about on the virtual reality and augmented reality. I was very happy to share my experience as far as virtual reality and augmented reality was concerned. So I hope all of you are faculty members at some place or other. Yes. I hope I'm audible.
Sir, you're very much audible, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. And all participants are from various engineering institutes around the country. That's how I can assume.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Eh,
sir.
Okay, thank you. Then this is what I thought I'll share with you. This is my agenda for talk, where I'll a history of this virtual reality. Not that it is something new which has emerged, but now it has been recognized a lot. Because why it has become like that? Maybe we have got a reality, virtual reality are real also. There is techniques different. One is since computing has become a very powerful and it is very small. That is why there is a lot of recognition as far as virtual reality or augmented reality are concerned. This is what we will be talking about. What exactly is a because Milligram was the first one to talk about this reality virtuality continuum, and from there only we came out with the virtual reality and the augmented reality. Then there are various application of virtual reality and application of a augmented reality. Now then we usually say there is always future for AI technology, because good or bad, every computer technologies, the life period is 4 to 5 years, and afterwards new technologies takes over that. So that's what we will say. The future of our AR, what sort of future is there for our AR and a VR there, and there is a lot of convergence which is happening as far as the AR and VR is concerned. So this is what my agenda for talking to all of you. Maybe I'll talk to you for 1 hour, 10 minutes. Then afterwards, some questions. I'll be happy to answer that. So this is what we see as a milligram reality or a continuum. We say, okay, presently what we are living over here. This is what we are. Their reality world. What's your reality world? We are moving. Cars are moving. I'm driving cycle. I'm driving all the other vehicle. I'm writing on the blackboard. All this is nothing but what is happening in real time. So this is what we say reality. This is the stream of this a virtual quantum. Is we are living in reality there, where completely real physical world we live in. Whatever activities we do physically. Let's say. We were planting trees, your trees are growing. They're all happening in the real time world there. Now, once we move from here reality, we move to augmented reality. Now, augmented reality is something virtual content augmented the real world. Let's say in the real world, I'm a human being. I wear clothes. How do I wear clothes? Okay, I actually get a stitch, or maybe you take it ready made and wear it. Right? That's how you view reality, how you wear. Now, usually how my clothes will look like upon me, how my dress will look like upon me, I don't know. Till the time I wear it. Now, when you think about that technology, where through some sort of virtual content augment, upon me, I can find out how that particular cloth will look upon me. Will it suit me? Let's say if I'm a very fair in my color, there is some dress color which will suit me. And in case I'm brown, then there is other sort of a color which will suit me. So instead of getting a stage, can I think about going to some a virtual world where I can find out how will I look like once I wear this sort of a dress there. So this is what we say is the augmented reality. Maybe we use some device. Maybe my mobile can give you me this sort of option also. In case I got this sort of a app where it gives me how will I fit into this particular dress. He takes my photograph, puts that particular dress upon me, then I can see how will I look like there. This is what we see the augmented reality. Then we go for the augmented virtuality. In case I go for the virtual world, I would like to see how will I look like in case I go to the moon. Neither moon is there with me nor I have gone to the moon. But how will I look like if I go to the moon? That's what we say the augmented virtuality. Maybe what we are doing is we are going away from reality but moving to the virtual world. So that's what we see a real content augmented virtual world. That's what we say augmented virtuality there. And then suddenly we jump to virtual reality. What we mean by virtual reality is there is nothing like reality in that. I'm there in an environment where I will be shown something. Let's say you imagine without going to a restaurant, you are given the experience how will you behave in a restaurant there, or you are not gone to a party but somebody shows you this is how you will be looking like once you go to this particular party there. So that means everything is virtual there, but you are being shown okay this is how you will look like, maybe with the, and on the back of this all of this reality, augmented reality or virtual reality, we have got one thing. One we have got the graphics, another is the animation. Now those of you from computer science, but this computer graphics we are learning since long. Even animation we are also learning for since long. But what is the new thing which has happened in this AR and VR there is, we have added some devices into that. Maybe in the earlier animation, my picture used to be so bad because due to my own computing power, the things were so bad that it doesn't appear to be the animation. I can feel it's not a real world; it's an animated world which is there. We used to say graphics and animation, but now we are moving to this particular thing where every virtual thing appears to be real there. So this is what we say. In case of a reality, it's a completely real physical world we live in, and mixed reality, augmented virtual reality is a mixed reality there, where a blanket term is to describe any experience between the extremes of the continuum. And the virtual reality is, it's a completely synthetic, digitally created world around you. Maybe you don't go to a cinema, but still you can feel a 3D cinema there. So this is what we call them as a virtual reality. This is, can you imagine, somebody could imagine in 1994, okay, this is what will be future, which we are living now. So all this, maybe I request in case all of you mute your mics. That will help. Yeah, please mute yourself. Maybe can I request organizers mute everyone, excluding me, obviously, right? Now, how does this taxonomy works? Okay, what sort of a, we have got a 3D XYZ axis for this, X is extent of the world knowledge. Okay, what sort of between frames of a reference for the real world and camera viewing, how much is the extent of world knowledge we are incorporating there, and how much is the extent of presence there. My presence is how much is the immersion I am having. This is a word which use in case of a virtual reality or this augmented reality. Key level of immersion, how much I am being immersed into this. Is it I'm sitting away from this particular environment? That can be one, or I can be a part of this particular environment. Maybe this is how we differentiate between a augmented reality and the virtual reality. Virtual reality, I get immersed into the particular scene there, whereas in augmented reality, I may not be part of the scene, but I may be using that. And then reproduction fidelity, what is the quality of the generated imagery which is there? In case I have got a very low computing power, then my computer generated images which will come out of it maybe not give you the real-time experiences. So that's what we say reproduction fidelity which is there. So this is what we say is a three dimension, a X, Y, and Z. So what is this real and a virtual world which we talk about these days? Maybe we talk about so many virtual worlds these days. A physical world is if I go to someone. Virtual world is in case just I send him SMS or a WhatsApp, or I just somebody sitting there in the US, I see his photograph on my mobile there. That is also again some sort of a virtual world which is. So that's what we need. What we need is some sort of modeling there. There is always a model based on which this virtual world is being created, and there is some location and the optical properties of the viewer and the displays. And let's say there are a number of devices which are attached there. Now what we have to do is we have to calibrate all the devices. What we do, let's say I have got a camera, I got a accelerometer there. I have to calibrate it, only then it will give me the correct readings. Then we have to combine our local coordinate system. Let's say I got different devices. Let's say I got a 4 or 5 devices which I'm trying to incorporate into this. Everyone has got his own local coordinate system. Just like maybe in computer graphics, we study this local coordinate system, normalized coordinate system, and the world coordinate system. Same is true here also. What we do is we combine all this particular coordinate system of each of the device on the global coordinate system. That means we just normalize and come out with the global coordinate system there. And we look for what is our area of interest. Let's say you imagine once you look at outside, there is a sky, there is a earth, there are roads, there are trees there. But what you do is you try to concentrate upon one part of this particular image is the world. Now, can I think about the same way which once in my virtual world I can think about? Okay, we say the existing of the models. Okay, whatever is a 3D object of interest to us, I have to concentrate upon that particular part only. And then they track the object over time, because how do you look? In case I have to look for on a tree, I keep on looking at it. Maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, or 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. And then the user moves. And then he starts interacting with the scene. The moment he looks at the tree, then he tries to observe the leaves. Then what sort of leaves are there? There is something, some other material which is lying on this object. All this he tries to see. Then what is the other thing he does? He to the tree. In that case, what happens? I may not be looking at the whole tree. I'm looking at only a very small part of the tree. In case I just reach near a leaf, I'll be looking at the leaf only. So this is what we say the tracking of the object over time there. So this is what has to be done in your virtual systems also. So this is what we see the virtual reality and the augmented reality. Your augmented reality is, okay, what we do, whatever is my physical world, I superimpose a digital layer upon that, and we augment that particular part of the real world experience there. Maybe your digital layer can be, your smartphone can be a digital layer, or your smart glasses can be uh, a digital layer, or your head mounted displays. There are displays which are coming these days. You mount it upon your heads, or you might have seen the 3D movies also. Right? Okay, there is a 3D movie. What happens is you put up a glasses there. What has happened? Whatever is shown on the screen, it gives you 3D view of that. So this is what we see, the augmented reality. And in case of virtual reality, what we do is we create a interactive, completely digital environment there. It is purely a synthetic experience. Maybe it has got an auditory, it has got a feedback, it's through, and we use a head-mounted device in this case. If you look at the fellow is standing, he's got a head-mounted device there. He's experienced all this there around the world, and whatever the moment he moves the head, his whole interactive world moves around with him. And sound is there, auditory is there, in case he wants to speak something. There is something which he can speak in this sort of environment. So this is what we say, the virtual reality and the augmented. I hope this is how I can make it clear. In case of augmented reality, there is a layer which we try to put. And the layer is a digital layer. As I said, your mobile can be a digital layer. I'll give you some example of this, how we exactly put this sort of digital layers. And in case of virtual reality, there is nothing like layer, but it's a purely synthetic experience incorporating auditory feedback systems over there. So these are some of the definitions which are given by people around all the years about the virtual reality. Basically, it's a high-end user interface which we talk about. And there are multiple sensorial channels which are there, and we simulate and we interact through the user interface there. And sometimes there's somebody who said it's a because over the years it has changed. People said it's a real-time interactive graphics, because there we used to learn this interactive graphics. At the time, what my interactive graphic used to be there was, can I see a cube moving? People used to say, yeah, this is a real-time interactive graphics with a 3 model there. And there is some display technologies which are there. And what we do in this, maybe people would have thought of this immersion at that particular time only in this world. How I can immerse into this particular world for the direct manipulation there. And somebody says it's the illusion of a participation. What we do in virtual reality, we create an illusionary world around you with all your cameras, 3D stereoscopic head tracker, and body tracking and binaural sounds. All this is nothing but we create some sort of illusions there. So that's what virtual reality, we say, the immersive multisensory experience there. So that's what we do is, it's a use of a computer. Basically what we're doing is, it's a use of computer technology. Only thing is, once computer technology becomes very fast, I start getting the real-time experiences there. And what VR does is, it places the user inside that particular experience there. So that's what virtual reality refers to: immersive, interactive, and multi-sensory, view-centric, and 3D generated environment there. You get immersed into the system. How much immersion is there? That defines whether it's an augmented reality or a virtual reality. And what we say is a combination of various technology required to build an environment. There's a lot of definition which has come up there, but all this definition leads to the 3 things. Okay, how much is the immersion, how much is the perception, and how much is the interaction with that particular environment there. What we say is immersion is how much amount of sense is simulated. Let's say you imagine you are getting into this particular virtual world. your smelling power is also simulated. Then you can smell, okay, this is what is emerging there. And you can also interact. Okay, let's say the moment your sense of smell is simulated or sense of touch is simulated, then you interact with that. Let's say you smell something, how do you react? In case a smell is too good, your face glows. And in case smell is so bad, you start making some other faces there. Now, can I make the simulation there? That is what we say, the immersion there. Then presence again is a being there. Okay, whether how much your perceived to be physically present at that particular moment there is what we say the presence in a complex logical world there. Now, that's what I said, non-immersive systems are the cheapest ones. They are the simple VR application that use it. Maybe they use desktop to reproduce images of the world. If I like to see how a leaf or tree looks like, maybe very long time they used to videos there where how a leaf will fall is being shown there. But in that case, I'm not immersed into that particular system. Then there is a immersive system. Immersive system, I said, is a completely simulated experience due to some device through which we do. We use that is a standard device which is there. We call it the head-mounted display (HMDs). Now, I'll show you how many are the HMDs which have emerged over the years to give you this stereoscopic views there. The moment I move my head, it gives me some sort of other views there. And then we got a semi-immersive system. Maybe it is a 3D scene viewed on a monitor using a perspective projection. Maybe engineering student, they go for this projective projection. Same use for this particular semi-immersive system there. Why we need a virtual reality is, it is an immersive technology that can help educate even the entertain consumers. Okay, in case I would like to have a 3D movie there, I can just go into that particular aspect there. Maybe it is applied to some other industries also, medicine, or maybe I'll talk to architecture, military, and other things there. Now, what is done in a virtual reality is we pretend to have a physical presence in a place in the real world. How will I look like in the real world? How will I look like in the imaginary world? This is what is shown over there. And without any real danger, we can be part of the action of the virtual safe environment. That is another characteristics of the virtual reality. Let's say I would like to make you feel, how will you feel in case the temperature goes 400 degrees centigrade. I can't put you in the fire to make you feel that experience, but yes, I can put you in the simulated environment there. So that's what we see is the virtual safe environment which is there. Maybe there are more hazardous things which are there, through which I can be of help. And virtual reality can help us to visualize working environment. That's what I was saying, where people can't go. I can't go to everyone can't go to Antarctica. But yes, I can be given this sort of experience using the virtual reality. Maybe going to Mars or low temperature environment, or make a simulate atmosphere condition using the graphic software and the use of handset and the glove. Basic case, your headset and the gloves which are being used for this sort of work there. Yeah, this is a historical thing. Maybe you might have seen, once we were kids, there used to be a fellow who will come, let me show you song. He will put you under a glass and rotate this and shows you how this particular sound will play in the 3D there. Sinorma was one of the things which were developed in this case. Then in 61, there is somebody who developed this head sight. Head sight was a name given to this. Okay, this was a motion tracking head mounted display. There is a big, can you imagine this? There's an antenna there, there's everything. You can imagine this sort of heavy stuff which will put upon your head. Obviously, you will not feel it as virtual. You will feel there is something lying upon your head which is tracking there. But it lacks integration of a computer and the image generation. That's where it lagged there. Then Sutherland, because he was a pioneer in graphics, even Sutherland, he started with the simulated reality there. A virtual world view through the HMD, and it appears to be realistic 3D sound and the tactical feedbacks. Now in 72, again, there is a digital flight. Then people came out, okay, how exactly I will use it? People start using it as flight simulator there. I can't take everyone for a flying experience, but yes, with the flight simulator, I can teach him how to fly a plane and other things there. This is what we have got as far as the systems are concerned. And then in 82, people, there is a visually coupled airborne system, VCAS, which came up in 82. And in 87, there is a virtual reality which came up there. Then came, maybe this is from where actual physical things emerged. In 2007, there is a Google Bring, Street View. That was a Google Brings. They came out with the Street View there. And from in 2010, there's Oculus. Maybe you might have heard this VR headset. There was a prototype made, very costly. Oculus was the one. And then Oculus Kickstarter was there. And Facebook, since they were the ones who were using the social media and other thing, they purchased this Oculus and they came out with the VR project there. And maybe 16, because if you look at your computing power increase in this particular years after 2015, there are a lot of computing power which increased. So everyone came out with a VR product and VR products there, and Oculus Rift and the HTC Vive were the ones who were the leader in that. Maybe in 19, VR is shifting rapidly. Now, what exactly is happening in this technology? I've given you a whole journey of this particular technology. One, since my computing power is becoming smaller and smaller, I'm reaching a stage where I need not connect my computer with the HMDs there. They can be the devices which can be in any other way used there. So this is what a journey is. Now, this is what we see, that some aspect of virtual reality. There are always the input devices which are there, input processes which are there. You've got an input device like keyboard, joystick, 3D position tracker, your glove, band, bodysuit, voice recognition, are nothing but your input devices which we try to match. And what we are trying to do is we would like to get a coordinated data from the input devices to the rest of the system there. And then we have got a simulation process which is involved there. That is the core of this virtual reality programs. Maybe you got all interaction has to be handled from the devices there. And there are physical laws which are there, and all are to be manipulated in this particular fashion there. And we, let's say, in case you imagine, in case you touch a surface, it's hot, you got some reaction there. Now, can I build up this sort of a reaction in the virtual way also? You may go to an environment where temperature is 400 degrees and you're shown that you're touching it. And this is your reaction there. So this is how we learn through this particular simulation process there. And then obviously there is rendering process which is involved there. Okay, what we would like to create is we would like to create some sort of sensation there. Okay, through this network processes, we have to render this sort of a processes there. And we have got a visual rendering. We have got a computer graphics and animation through which we try to render there. It can be rendering to the image there, or auditory there, or it can be the some sort of a touch generation of a touch and a force feedback information which has to be there. All these are nothing but a rendering, because in case of a computer graphic, we say rendering is nothing but related to your object, light, camera, and other things. How, in case I increase the light, how my image will look like. This is one sort of a thing which we do in our graphics there. But all this, your auditory rendering, haptic rendering, are a part of this particular virtual reality there. Now, this is what I wanted like to show you. We talked about this head-mounted display. Now, what exactly is there? It's basically, it controls your eyes. It blackfolds you, and there are two screens which are there. And once you are blackfolded, whatever they show you, you will be able to see that only. And we have got a stereo headphones to give you the feeling of the voice there. And there is certain accelerometer or a position sensor also put up there. Why we need that accelerometer or a position sensor there? The moment I move my head, my experience should change. So this is what is being done with the help of this accelerometer and other devices there. So if you look at Samsung came with the gears, cardboard, Oculus, this was Oculus, this was HTC Vive, LG's one. Everything is nothing but a device through which we are able to see the thing. All these are nothing but some devices through which we are able to see the world around in the virtual environment. Yeah, then another is virtual rooms which are there. This is the alternative to putting an HMD is to sit on a standalone in a room. I hope some of you might have gone to Singapore. Some of you, they might have seen the one of the beautiful simulated environment which they created in the virtual reality. You go to a place without just by joining there, how your experience of driving and hitting and other things are there. All this is nothing but the virtual reality equipment through which rooms you do it. That's what we say. We stand inside a room, and whose walls keep on changing the images projected from the outside. Maybe flight simulator is one of the examples there. And then another is virtual reality is your data gloves. What is a data gloves? A gloves with some sort of a sensors there. I say you move right, I move red. All these sort of things I can do with the help of this sort of a devices there. What is being done is you have to take your hand and the figure motions through this particular gloves there. Maybe you how do you flex your fingers, how your tiny cuts are there. So all these are nothing but some sort of maybe you strain gauges, you piezoelectric sensors or electromechanical device to hear the finger movement. Idea is this. I put up this sort of device, then I can feel this using the virtual reality. Then this is a wand, which we say. We use a stick to interact with the virtual world there. Maybe again it has got a position of motion sensors to scroll the wheels accordingly. Now this is another virtual reality device. Now this is HT Vive, is a commercially available VR handset. They provide a three-dimensional image tracking and the room scale capabilities there. Then Oculus Rift, we talked about a lot about the Oculus Rift. Again, it's a virtual reality device. Again, it's commercially available because we usually say this virtual reality is there in the labs only. No, it is there in the industry also. It's available through which you can have all sort of sports tracking and excellent results. Then you will Oculus Go. Again, it's some sort of a video streaming device which is there. Then Oculus Quest. Again, it's the next generation handset which can allow tracking without outside sensor and can run wear without a powerful PC. That's another beauty of this. What is being done now is, if whatever device you make, you put up the computer within that particular device only. How is it possible now? Because my computing power has increased and size has also become very, very small. If you look at your mobiles also, on your mobile, whatever power I used to have on my desktop, more than that is available on my mobiles only. Then we got a mixed reality device. All these are nothing but some devices through which I can have the virtual reality experiences there. Now then there are certain application of this. We are in military. People use this for training purposes as far as the military is concerned. Your flight simulation, battlefield simulation, training, vehicle simulation, all these are nothing but using virtual reality tools. Once, let's say, even astronaut, once they have to be trained, they're not taken into the real-time environment directly. They're put up into the virtual reality environment, and then from there they move to the real-time environment. Maybe they gain a battlefield simulation. How do my battlefield will look like in case in case enemies are attacking from this end? How will I react to this? So this is what we say is a simulation there. Now then people talk about a post-traumatic stress disorder which is there. This is a PTSD. In case you have gone to a traumatic situation, let's say a soldier is there who is returning for the combat and he needs to be adjusted to the normal year situations. I hope some of you might have heard of this. Once a pilot caught by Pakistan people, he was brought back to India. He was given this post-traumatic stress disorder. Why? Because let's say he has gone through this particular combat, going into the army camp and caught by the army, taken back after 2-3 days, and then he is to adjust to the normal life situation. He's gone through this particular post-traumatic stress disorder there. And it helps in reducing the cost. This is the biggest thing which is there. This is an environment which can be there. See, it's all simulation only. All of them are having this headset there on their eyes without wasting anything. And then they can be, okay, in case this sort of environment is there, how will you react in this sort of environments there? Now then the VR is being used in the sports also very frequently these days. You might have seen this cricket. There is a lot of things cricketers do in the simulated environment only. They wanted to have a feel of the ball coming at this speed. One is actually the ball is coming, it may hit you. But in case simulated ones are there, then you can be the ones through which you can improve on that. Maybe athletes, their cognitive abilities can be increased with this sort of viewer's experience there. This is an example. Let's say training football using VR. Now he knows football is lying here. He's to hit. At what angle his leg should move so that this ball goes to this particular goalpost. So this is what we see the training. One is he goes to the field and does it, but there is a simulated environment or a virtual reality environment which is there through which he can find out where exactly the ball will go in case he hit like this. Then he can change his angles and do it. Now then VR is being used in the medical training also. Maybe you might have seen earlier days, people used to practice upon the rats, cats, and the all the animals there. Now with there is a banning, animals are not to be used for any practicals. So what is the next thing is there? VR is the one which has taken over there. Maybe medical, dental students, instead of using practicing surgery on the patients only, they can perform it upon the virtual environment there. Happens in this? This gives them a consequence-free learning environment. I'm performing some experiment. In case the experiment goes fine, it's fine. Otherwise, I can go to the other way only. Or risk of inflicting harm or making a mistake while practicing on a real patient is eliminated. That's another thing. That's what they learn this sort of skills using this virtual reality. This is what the student is wearing this particular head mounted device, and she's performing some operation there using some of these particular devices. Maybe education is the other field. Maybe with the COVID around, in engineering, we used to say no practical can be performed without the labs. Now with the COVID around, people are not going to the labs. There's a virtual labs which are emerging very fast. Even MHRD, they are coming with a number of virtual labs these days. Maybe this COVID has changed the mindset also. Because if you look at, if I tell a mechanical people, civil people, or electrical people, okay, you perform this experiment in the virtual world. They say electrical, civil, mechanical can't be done in the virtual world. Now these are the people. Now they are competing for making this particular experiments virtual in the nature there. Because computer science or electronics, they were already using some of the VR tools there or simulation tools there, but civil, electrical, mechanical engineering were the ones, there are very less uses of there. But now suddenly that is taking a very fast thing there. So this is what we say virtual reality in education, where I need not go to the lab, but I got a simulated environment there through which I can perform the experiments. Maybe those of you from a applied science department, chemistry, they say we can't perform an experiment without actually putting the acid on the base. Now the same thing is being done on the virtual environment these days. So this is the beauty. Maybe this is what we say is the virtual world which we have got around, through which I can work over there. Yeah, everyone is having their own experience by using some of the devices there. Some are seeing this, some are seeing this, and maybe this is not there. Maybe I got a video there. Let me see if I can play using this, because all of you might be having your own things there. Otherwise, what I'll suggest is you can see this particular videos. That will give you the idea okay, how this particular technology is being used by different labs. Okay, they are trying to find out treating patients from suffering from the bipolar disorders there. Let me see in case. Yeah. Let me see if I can play. If I can play this video, that will be very nice for all of you. But otherwise, you can play and see the things. Now, is it audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir. Please.
So video is there.
Video has just gone now. Again, can you please connect to screen sharing, sir?
Okay, now video is available.
Now the video is available, sir.
You just see for a few minutes. That's very
Okay.
interesting. This is
Okay,
a
sir.
purely a virtual reality video which is there. Yes, this was the demonstration which I wanted to show you. Okay, what it shows is, okay, without getting into the real world, because obviously in case you send somebody like this fellow like in the real world thing there, he may be disorganized. But if this sort of a bipolar disorder can be checked with the virtual reality, people have experimented using this also. Maybe there is other videos there. I'm not going into all the videos because I'm maybe running out of time. But this is another immersive media which is there. Maybe what I suggest is I will be passing on these slides to you. Just go through this video. That will give you great idea of how this particular virtual reality works over there. Yeah, okay, how this particular scenario is there. Now, these are some of the challenges which are there for this virtual reality. Okay, one is social impact, because obviously there is always a negative influence. Okay, let's say you are moving in the imaginary world or a virtual world, but you try to perform the similar things on the real time also. In that case, you may hit, you may get into the violence, you may be decensed, other things there. And there is another thing, cyber sickness, which is coming up very fast as far as virtual reality is there. Maybe if you use this virtual reality for, let's say, 1 hour or so, you will feel cyber sick or lag or a field of view. We call that as a vactation there. The time, there is always a delay in time. You're shown the thing and you react. There is always gap. Just like I give you the example, the moment there is a needle which is pricked on your finger, you suddenly withdraw the finger from there. But does this particular thing has got the same use in your virtual reality also? There may be a delay. That's what we say, the lag. Lag is there, due to which I may be responding late in this sort of situation there. Maybe people sometimes they feel head spinning, posterior laxity, reduce eye hand. That's another thing. Reduce eye hand coordination there, because you are looking in the simulation world. In the real world, there may be certain eye hand coordination issue which will be there in this sort of uses of virtual reality. But now since devices are becoming small, these are cyber sicknesses getting removed. Then human sensory limitations are there, which maybe your sensories limitation are not taken care once you are being put upon a virtual world there. Maybe human, that's what the auditory perception, all these are nothing but some sort of a human limitations which are there. Because let's say no two human are the same, whereas my system will be the same for everyone. I may be having a fellow whose reaction time is very fast. There may be other whose reaction time is slightly slow. But they are to go through the same virtual reality environment there. There can be some sort of issues there. Maybe you have got this, because let's say you imagine you have got a mobile. Same facilities mobile is available for 10,000 also. Same with the Apple, it costs you 70,000. Why so? Because there is always a difference between low level or carelessness and the VR development systems which are there. So this is what we say, your poor adjustment HMD can cause eye strain, and the head, neck and the spine could be hammered due to this also. So these are some of the challenges which are there. Since technologies are emerging, these are going also. Then we go to augmented reality. That's another part, which is in the augmented reality. This augmented reality is something different. It is an interactive experience of a real world environment, where objects that reside in the real world are enhanced by computer generated perceptual information. What is being done is, I make use of the camera of my mobile to give you some different information there. Let's say in case you imagine this sort of a sign is there on the road, this sort of a sign is there, maybe this is having some meaning there. In case I look through this particular thing only, I can, this is what it means. Maybe those of you who use this Snapchat selfies, that gives you different flavor as far as your selfies are concerned. Or Pokemon Go, those of you who used it, they will be having the feeling it's a computer generated perceptual information which is emerging in the augmented reality. Maybe this is a historical part. So idea is, if I look at this particular place, there is a Google Glass which emerged there, and AR investment reaches this, and all this are nothing but AR toolkit developed by using this particular thing there. Now, what are the key components there? Now, what it does is combine virtual and the real information with the real world as a primary place of action. Primary place of action is the primary real world, but you are generating some sort of other information using this sort of devices there. And it must be interactive with the real-time updates also. Maybe it is available in the 3D also. AR Toolkit is one of them, which calculates the real-time camera position and orientation and gives you the physical markers there. And what are the features of this particular real-time markers there? Maybe I'll show you something. It is used for the ArcIT is another tool developed in the IS platform there. Maybe some of you might be using this also. Then AR Core is another developed by the Google there. Okay, what it does is an API based only. Your phone to sense its environment, understand the world, and interact with the information there. What it does is it mixes with this phone camera and the motion tracking. These are two features which are being used in this particular things there. We call them as the optical see-through HMDs also, just like your mobile. Sometimes it acts as an optical see-through HMDs also, or a video see-through HMD is also there. Maybe I'll take 1 or 2 minutes to show you this video also. Yeah, this was another demo which was there, which is what we got is we have got a glass through which I can see through lot of things there. We call them as a Google Glass. Yeah, okay, through which you can see what are the running and other things being done. So what sort of equipments are there for the augmented reality equipments are there? We got a handheld displays there. Some people they use flat panel LCD display to attach to your cameras there, or we're going to use a projection displays there. Yeah, this is all. This is a lens cart that has given you how will you look like in case I have this particular frame on your face. You can just have a look because you put up there and you can see how this frame will look upon you only. Maybe not this is available in India also. In case I would like to see how this particular frame will look like upon me. How will I visualize it? Because how we go to a optician and put up a frame without a lens and they say, okay, this is how you will look like. You say, oh, yeah, this is lousy. But you never know with this frame which suits you. So this is 3D try on feature which is there. And this is another. Initially, I was talking to you about wearing the clothes. Now, this is another thing which is there. How will it look like in case I wear this particular topaz? Then I'm not purchasing it, but I will keep on looking at how exactly this particular thing will look like once I look at through my camera only. Your video picture is there. They keep on superimposing real-time experience of AR through which you can just have a look over there. Yeah, this is another. Your house. The Ikeva is another site there. Some of you might have used this. It's a place app there. What it is doing, it gives a 3D rendering where you can see in case this is my house, this is the furniture which is there. I put up this particular furniture, how will it look like? Otherwise, you imagine how do you purchase a furniture these days? You go to furniture shop, then you look at something, then you bring it home, then you realize that it is not fitting into my room. I don't have got any option there. So this is IKEA site is there to make all the complete purchases on the furniture there. So on the back of this is your technology, which is AR. This is maybe some of you don't know use this ICA Place app. They can see how this particular different rendering for the different products can be there in this sort of a situation there. Now there is another there's a Google Translate special AR mode which is there, which checks up unknown words. What it does is, okay, in case you see some of the words, maybe you go to France, everything is written in French, but in case you have got this particular Google Translate there, the moment you click its photo, it will give you how will it read in case of a in English or another language there. So that's what we say is the Google Translate mode. There's again an application which is a AR application there. Maybe I can show you this particular slide also. Yeah, this. Yeah, the UGI is written as Jaden is written as 1. Dojo is written as 2. So this is another example of a virtual reality. Maybe on your mobile also, this sort of apps are there. Only thing is you have to download it and make use of it. That will give you how exactly this AR and a VR looks like. Yeah, this is what I was showing you. Okay, what it was doing is, okay, in case something is written in some other language, you can just click upon your video, take its video, it will keep on giving you in English only. Maybe if I go to a country, it's written Arabia also. I will not know what is Arabia. Maybe it's up and up, which is there in this particular case there. Obviously, there are performance issues in this particular case there. What we do is it has to run in the real time, because the moment I take my mobile near that, it should give me the converted words in this. That's what Google has done there. And update, that's what the update rate is, must be 10 times per second. That's what the frequency they're looking for in this sort of environment there. Maybe there is always issue of accuracy of registration in this sort of environment, but there are systems which are coming 100%. Now this is what, maybe this is my last slide which is there. What is the future of a VR and AR now? Now what is expected is, what is now emerging is AR and VR will merge to create a new type of experience. Earlier people were talking about augmented reality and the virtual reality as two different things there. Now that is being combined together to make it the single experience. And there is a virtual social interactions which are emerging now very fast. Maybe a WhatsApp gives you the video calls. That's a virtual social interactions online. You can see a fellow talking to you who is not present with you. And VR interaction will occur through the handhelds there. Whatever handheld devices are there, it will handle through that. And VR, and that's the most emerging part which is happening. VR headsets will slim down to look like a more sunglasses. I gave you the example of a sunglass which I shown you there. But same way, your VR headsets, they will also slim down to that level. This is what the future which people expect as far as the future of the VR and AR there. Maybe I stop here. That is my last slide. Right. Now I'm open for questions. Yes, I'm getting the messages. It was very informative, all the information they got. But yes, not anything else they would like to have there. Let me see.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It was a wonderful.
YouTube links. I'll also mail you that.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful session. You gave a good introduction about AR and VR, and we are not aware so much. So you also the videos by the those videos you made the presentation more interesting. Thank you very much, sir. We'll now take up some queries from the
Yeah, I'm looking at the.
participants.
Yeah, there is chat.
Okay, sir.
Somebody says, is VR legally accepted for the medical profession, medical application? Yes, VR purposes being accepted as one of the application there. Maybe somebody is requesting for the YT link and PPT. I'll provide you that.
Yeah, PPT and links will be provided. You share, sir has already shared with us. We will share with you.
Yeah, everyone is looking for the PPT. Everyone is very happy with the session. That's what the.
Yes, yes, yes.
In case there is not very many number of questions, then Rama Naran Singh, how we are here useful online education. That's what I was telling you. For practicals, I was talking maybe before COVID. In case somebody asked me, can I have a practical of civil engineering or mechanical engineering using the virtual labs? No teacher will agree with me with that. But now MHRD as an initiative is pushing this, all this has to be on the virtual labs here. So this is what is going to be online part of online education there. Somebody saying how augmented object projected in a AR environment. No, it's not a projection. Maybe what we do is we put up a digital layer there. Maybe my mobile as such acts as a digital layer there, and through this particular layer I can make some other additional information available to me. And you gave example of a chemistry lab. Is there any ready-made solution? Yes, there are solutions which are emerging very fast. I'm not aware of this, but yes, MHRD is working on this particular solution there. Even AICT is also working on this. Somebody is asking me, can you give VR and AR in a single application? That's what I was telling you. VR, AR are combining together these days. They are converging into single applications there. Maybe in the simulated environment only, if I look at something in some other language, I know I'm not a fellow from that particular part of world, then obviously this will get converted for me. So that can be one of the application which will be emerging very fast. Now, can voice use in AR VR? Yes, auditory is another thing which is being used in the VR applications there. Maybe for a virtual reality, there are not apps, but for augmented reality, I gave you the example of very apps which are there. I think there are so many questions which I could answer. Any other query you got? Or I given you my email address also. Maybe I shared with Dr. Deepa about my email also. Anyone
Yes, sir.
can my
I'll
email,
share with them. I'll share your email ID with them.
because I'm very happy to share my experience with anyone in the world around. That's all. Because frequent this web talker in India as well as abroad also. That's my thing. The way I do this,
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
my pleasure.
That's so inspiring. Any other queries from any of the participants? Feel free to ask. Okay, thank you all. Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful session. We are more privileged and honored to have you, sir. It was great having you here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. It was a very nice interacting with all of you. Let's hope we'll interact again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And I request all the participants to fill the attendance and feedback form, which will be posted in chat box now. Please fill the feedback and attendance form, which is posted here. And after this, all of you please disconnect and again rejoin for the next session.
Ma'am, what time, ma'am? Next session?
Same time, madam, at 2:30 p.m.
2:30.
2:30. సేమ్ టైం మేడం అన్నారు ఈ రోజే కదా సేమ్ టైం ఎవరికి తెలుసు వాళ్ళు
Yes, ma'am. Around 2:30 you can join, ma'am, in next session. Yeah, it will load, ma'am. It will load. It may take some time. Please fill the attendance and feedback form, which is provided in the chat box. It's also shared in WhatsApp also, I believe. PG student, okay. The link was provided in the mail which was sent. You can join using that link through to WhatsApp. Suraj Akki Reddy. Okay, once you submit, please log out of this session and again join by 2:30 p.m. It's loading, mostly maybe internet issue. Please check, Suraj. Sir, it's loading, sir. Maybe it is internet issue. Once again, you please check.